on Curiosity Stream. He allows them their riches.
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
In exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimate.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Get it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3537. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, The Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, Ryan Castle joins us once again. We will sit and spin now. Today we go off to Never Never Land with 10 bands covering Metallica's Enter Sandman. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, a Men's Room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted. Clack, clack. All right, here we go. Arizona man lit multiple fires at Circle K's so he could run inside and steal beer. Yeah. Meanwhile, a kid bursts into her mom's TV interview holding a carrot, and what it resembles is quite clear. Florida woman fired from job decides to delete hundreds of company files. A shoplifter busted wearing a shirt with a price tag attached to it, did it with style. And a man named Tatman in a Batman shirt is busted robbing. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but police in Pennsylvania, they're trying to track down the owner of a taxidermied rhinoceros head that was found in the middle of a sidewalk. No one knows who dumped it or why, but it's worth about $9,000. At least that's how much it costs to get it taxidermied. And yes, I did go down the wormhole of how much it costs to taxidermy different animal. And dude, they covered by North America, Europe, Africa. Anyway, the rhinoceros head, about $9,000. It's pretty amazing. So that alone would make you think that the owner wouldn't want to retrieve it. $9,000 is a lot of money. Now, it's not quite as much as $30,000 worth of porn. We told you about this yesterday, too. 43-year-old grown man sued his parents successfully for $45,000. $15,000 in lawyer's fees, the other $30,000 to cover the cost of his porn collection that his father had thrown away. His porn was very important to him. More important, it seems, than a rhinoceros head. But people own and or revere all types of unique things. For example, in New York City, the owners of an 11-month-old cat, they had to part ways with it earlier this week because their cat is also an 80-pound cougar. And it turns out, believe it or not, owning a mountain lion in New York City, yeah, that's illegal. but they just had to have it. But look, no judgment here. You like what you like. You're proud to have it, even if it's weird or just a bad idea. And that's what today's question is all about. Whether it's you, someone else you know, we want to know, what is the weirdest or strangest thing that you or someone you know owns?
Be a part of the Big Show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
New on Curiosity Stream, he allows them their riches
Putin has to be the richest of the rich.
in exchange for their loyalty.
The oligarchs have supported someone for president that they underestimated.
The illicit affair between Russia's elite and the man who rules them on Putin and the oligarchs. And World War II Normandy. An obscure battle training session takes a tragic turn. Uncover the one secret military catastrophe on the secret D-Day disaster. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Why are stores always out of the size you need? You know what I mean? Like that cute dress that caught your eye or the size 4 diapers you specifically came to buy. At Hello Bello, we want to make those unsuccessful trips to the store a thing of the past, which is why we created our diaper bundle. Simply visit HelloBello.com from the comfort of your own couch, choose the size and up to 7 designs, and we'll deliver everything right to your door hassle-free. Visit HelloBello.com and enter HELLO30 at checkout for 30% off your first order.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Charles and away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,537. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ryan Castle will join us once again. We will sit and spin. Today we go off to Never Never Land. Some Metallica covers, as the Odyssey app now has a Metallica cover station called Cover Me. One of the hundreds of new stations available on the Odyssey app. And by the way, speaking of the Odyssey app, that's where you can find us Monday through Friday at 6 for the Men's Room Happy Hour. Today we get into the effing news again.
Yes, the effing news.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people cuss when they're being interviewed about various topics. You know, you typically don't hear them. We can't say them on the radio. They don't report them on TV. But as far as news with the word F in it, there are a number of stories that happen on a daily basis.
And all we're doing is giving an actual quote.
That's it.
You know, that all like it's not like the news anchors are dropping F-bombs.
No.
The people they talk to, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Like, this is their response. They should be heard.
The best one we have for you today, in my opinion, just based on a personal basis, is a story that Shaquille O'Neal told the other day.
All right.
About a woman who was incredibly upset with him. He used to have a shoe deal, back in the day with Reebok Corporation.
All
right. And so Shaquille O'Neal is walking off the practice court, and this woman, she says to him, I don't like what you're MFing doing with these shoes, charging so much money.
All right.
Because these kids can't afford your $200 tennis shoes that you've got with Reebok. And apparently Shaq took a step back for a minute and said, you know what? You were absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
So he then went and signed a deal with Walmart and Target to exclusively with the guys who make Reebok shoes. Shaq was going to put out a shoe that was affordable to kids.
Right. That's the one you got, right?
Those are the Shaq shoes.
The affordable kid shoes.
I learned why
you got blessed with a pair of affordable Shaq shoes.
And it was based on one woman who was just giving him hell because these MFing shoes cost too much money.
Right.
And my kids want them, and now I can't go buy them for them. And he went, hey, you know what I mean? I'm going to make an affordable pair of shoes that everybody can buy, and the kids will still look stylish because they're actually designed by Reebok. We will sell them at Walmart and Target. That's how I ended up getting my Shaq shoes. I had no idea.
And man, oh man, did you look stylish.
I really did, man. Those were the days.
Everyone at the gym would comment.
People are still talking about
Are those Shaq shoes?
I wonder what happened to them. I think I sent them off to a Goodwill at one point in time when they got a little old beaten up, and, I haven't seen them since. On to the question today. What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns besides the Shaq shoes? Yeah. Oh, God. Ted, I can't. I was going to buy this today, and I totally spaced on it because I forgot to ask the lady downstairs the price. But in the bodega downstairs, in the window, they have a collector.
No. That would imply that someone collects these.
Yeah, they're little knickknacks. I don't know what you call those things, like little craft things. I'm not sure.
Just knick-knack. The kind of, little statues that people put on shelves.
Like, sure. Like there's a little, I don't know, Space Needle down there, Seattle-centric stuff. There's all kinds of
it's next to the snow domes.
Yeah. Well, there's these two frogs, and they are dressed as Native American warriors.
Frogs or I thought they were turtles.
Maybe they're turtles. I think they're frogs.
I think they're turtles. We don't know.
It is the weirdest damn thing you've ever seen. Like, you would walk into someone's house and go, what in the F is that?
Why do you own this?
It is the strangest thing ever. But
they're wearing like native gear, and Miles and I, if we can remember, we keep saying, dude, we're going to buy this.
They've been in the windows. They've been in the windows since we've been in this building.
Really?
No one's even picked them up. Yeah.
Well, I like that it's a gift shop too, as if you're looking for that gift. That's a weird last minute gift.
That is not a gift. That is not a gift you would ever buy.
It's not one. It's two.
Well, sure.
I don't think you can just buy one.
In fact, even the guy that does like all the janitorial stuff in the building, he can't help himself. If he sees you, he makes like a joking comment, right?
Always.
So I come rolling out of that store. This was last week. He's like, hey, man, did you buy me a Coke? Did you buy me a Snickers bar? And I pointed to one of those, and I go, man, I'll buy you one of these. And this is the first time I've seen him get serious. Man, I want something I can use. I was like, oh.
They got salt and pepper shakers in there, designed like different stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff. But that one's just like, it just stands out. It's the most bizarre thing ever. All right, we start today in New York City. A big pet in a little New York City apartment is a challenge. Pretty huge challenge when it's an 80-pound wild animal. The owners of the pet in question, an 11-month-old cougar raised from a cub, surrendered the animal before anyone got hurt. The cougar, named Sasha, spent the weekend at the Bronx Zoo being looked over by veterinary staff, and then it was sent off for Turpentine Creek Wildlife Refuge. That is in Arkansas.
Of course it is.
Keeping a cougar as a pet is illegal, and the case is currently under investigation by police. Kelly Donathan of the Humane Society said in a statement that the cougars obviously belong in the wild. The owner's tears and nervous chirps from the cougar as we drove her away painfully drives home the many victims of this horrendous trade and myth that wild animals belong anywhere but in the wild. The director of the Bronx Zoo warned people that maybe are charmed by cute and cuddly-looking baby cougars, that keeping an animal like Sasha does nothing for conservation. The animals are miserable, and the owners are in danger. This is an 80-pound wild animal that they kept in a small apartment in New York City.
I mean, I know they have to say all that, but look, man, you're talking to about 2% of the population. Most of us recognize baby cougars grow up to be, cougars, and then that's problematic. I know they have to say that stuff, but come on, man.
Yeah.
They even knew that. That's why they gave the thing up. It's illegal, but they gave it. By the way, if I had a cougar, I would not name it Sasha. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
Why is that a name for a cougar?
I don't know. I just feel like if I got an 80-pound cougar, I'm giving it a cooler name, man.
Butch,
Duke, something, man. Not Sasha. Or I'm going to go
the other way. What's wrong with Coog?
Coog?
Yeah. How about Chester? Just mess it up. It's supposed to be a cheetah. Because people ask, is that a cheetah? And you said, no, it's a cougar.
Who would think that's a cheetah?
Why would you call it Chester? Well, because Chester the cheetah.
Because it's better than Sasha.
But I see where you're going, Montgomery, but nobody's going to look at your cougar and go, is that a cheetah?
It's Tony the Tiger. Oh, is that a tiger? No. It's a cougar.
Well, that's why you can name him Butch. It's the name of the mascot of Washington State. Famous cougar.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Hello Kitty. I mean, something. You know what I mean?
Or Penelope. Lisa. You know what? I would name it Dottie.
Wasn't there an actress that was dating somebody really... Mate, you know what? You should call it Demi Moore.
Demi...
Oh, yeah.
What's a cougar?
Not a bad call. Mm-hmm. What do you think the situation was? Do you think that neighbors got wind of this cougar? Do you think that the actual owners, as the cougar kept growing and getting bigger, because it's only 11 months old.
But it's 80 pounds. The sense I got from the story, and they don't go into it too much. I feel like the people that own the cougar came to the conclusion, we live in a small apartment in the Bronx. That was confirmed, and this is an 80-pound cougar. Mm-hmm. We can't keep it here.
And we're also under the assumption,
and
right?
I bet you the neighbors didn't care. Have you ever been to the Bronx? The neighbors didn't care.
No.
The neighbors thought it was cool. The neighbors thought it was awesome.
But you can't walk that thing around the Bronx without people knowing. So at a certain point,
does it use a litter box?
That's what I'm saying. Just the smell alone.
Uses what it wants.
And when that thing yawns or something, like, people had to have heard it.
I mean, you can't go and buy, like, cat food. So what are you feeding this thing? You cooking steak every night to make sure you don't get eaten?
I mean, I'd probably just give it raw steak.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know my cougar care, man. Like, I don't even know they eat what rabbits, I guess, maybe?
Yeah,
raccoon.
but look, we're all under the assumption that if you don't have a dog or a cat, and you have an animal, it's freaking weird. And I'm sorry, I don't care if you have chickens and they produce eggs. It's weird. Like if I go over there and I'm like, dude, you got chickens. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, this is different.
It's an interesting thing. No one's interested in your dog. A dog's a dog.
If you have a boa constrictor, all right, that's different to me. That seems a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
If you have tarantulas, even if you have rabbits in your backyard, if you have a habit trail in your house that's full of different things that your hamsters can do, I think that's weird.
Well, even my kids, there's some people up the street because, all the urban farmers of Seattle. Sorry, anyway, so they own like 5 or 6 chickens. That's just so. Anyway, they own 5 or 6 chickens. They're like 2 blocks away. But the kids, like during the summer, they always want to go up there. And I'm like, guys, they're effing chickens. Like, I know that most people don't own them, but still, when you see them, it's a chicken. They're not interesting. They're not exciting, and they don't do anything. They're just walking around pecking the cluck at you.
If you got a horse in your backyard, I'm like, that's weird.
Sure.
You got a horse. You know what I'm saying? So, like, anything out of the dog and cat world, I'm just like, all right, this is a little bit more intense.
I mean, if it's something small enough that fits in your home, like a fish,
that's
maybe
that's
like
fine.
a guinea pig or a hamster, I'll cut you slack because it's like you're not out walking in or nothing.
But I don't think you get to weird territory with the tarantulas and snakes. I think like maybe you were weird, but the idea of owning them is not weird. Enough people do. The people that own primates, and like I said, I knew the chick that owned the spider monkey. She was strange, but it was bizarre. But also, typically you own a pet, it brings you some kind of comfort. Your dog's your buddy, maybe your cat's your companion, even your bird will chirp at you, the snake, whatever it is. But with the monkeys, it was decidedly uncomfortable in her home. Like, she seemed tense. Her mom seemed tense. And the only reason anyone was tense is because of your pet, which is a goddamn monkey. And I'm like, well, don't get a pet that makes you uncomfortable.
Right. Well, the guy used to live above me. In one of the apartments I had, he had a ferret. And that ferret did get a hold of the back of my leg because I was sitting on a chair and came up underneath me and just kind of like nipped the back of my leg. I was like, God, because it was a really sharp pinch.
But that's what they do.
But this guy was a weirdo. Not weirdo. It was just like he took the ferret.
You can't say not a weirdo. That's the first word that came out of your mouth.
He's a weirdo. He took the ferret with him everywhere. So he would wear this big jacket, like it was like a big wool black jacket, right? Mm-hmm. And he would tuck the ferret into his, so the ferret was like always on his chest, like in his chest cavity. And he wore a black, big brimmed hat, kind of like a Stevie Ray Vaughan hat.
Right.
With a feather
He's
in it.
ferret guy.
He is ferret guy. You know
Sounds like you're describing The Undertaker with a ferret on him.
It's not too far off. He looked like he could either be in a rock band, like, that plays like crappy blues, or he had that look about him,
But people with ferrets, because everyone thinks ferrets are annoying, so I just assume if you own a ferret, it's because you mildly want to be annoying. I don't judge you for it. It's just, come on, all they do is bite people and they smell bad.
Right.
Like, those are the two main things, but rarely do you hear like, oh, they're cuddly or they're fun. It's just, they do crap.
No.
And that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so in the bar at Marco Polo, Ted, did you look up above the bar to see the size of that cougar? Which is easily an 80-pound cougar?
All right.
I mean, that to me, just to have a stuffed cougar, like if I walked into your house and you had that thing, I'd be like, what the F is that?
I just assume you're a hunter. Like, there's nothing weird about it. I assume you hunt.
It's a big cat up there, man. Like, if you look up, you can see it, and you're like,
but what is the mystery about this? Like,
it's also a cougar bar.
It is a cougar bar.
Right. I mean, like, that makes nothing but sense.
I'm curious now on this list, because we have the story.
By the way, they say, on average, the adult cougar will eat about 1 deer per week. They can get over 200 pounds, kill whatever the hell they want, deer, elk, rabbits, whatever. And then someone here, I like this. It says, if I owned a cougar, I would name my cougar Brandy Love.
Brandy Love. We go to Pennsylvania, where a lot of weird things are happening. Police are investigating after a taxidermy rhinoceros head was found on
Rhinoceros.
Jesus. Rhinoceros. Head was found on the sidewalk. Jesus. Cameron Taylor.
Look, Dad, it's a rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros. It's a dinosaur. Jesus God.
Can we ride it?
I don't know why I couldn't get that word out of my mouth. Cameron Taylor.
There's a lot of letters in that one.
Cameron Taylor was walking his dog when he stumbled upon the head An officer with the police department in the area confirmed that one of their officers was flagged down Saturday night regarding the rhino head. They took it into custody, which they say appears to be authentic. They believe it is more than 50 years old.
Grab it by the horn and hold on.
They're in process of contacting the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to
So you
find
end
out
up saying it that way.
what the legalities of possessing such an item are.
What's my name?
Yeah. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 is trying to learn how the head had gotten to the sidewalk. Police say they are now reviewing surveillance video from nearby homes and businesses to figure out who in the hell dropped the rhino head. Stevie did a little research here on what it costs to taxidermy animals, right?
Yeah, it's correct. I went to one specific site. I don't remember the name of it, but I realized all of the prices are fairly competitive.
So, for an example, you got a baboon, just the head of a baboon, which would be weird. That would be really weird.
No, you need the whole baboon, right? Even if you, like, I feel more comfortable if you have the full baboon stuff.
$3,550, just a baboon head on a plaque. You know what I mean? Who puts that?
Is that on the plaque?
Who puts that in their man cave? That's on the plaque. I'm just giving you the
with
price
the plaque
on the plaque. Right? Okay.
Because they do it just separate head on the plaque, and then they one other thing.
Yeah, baboon's $900 just to get the head done, but if you want to get it mounted, it's $3,500.
It's only $900 for a baboon head.
Now, if you want a bush pig, if you want the head of a bush pig,
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you've seen a bush pig
it's on the list. $3,600. Buffalo or
bison?
No, buffalo.
So you're talking
about
Africa.
They do
Africa
it by
or Asia?
continent. Yeah,
$12,000.
Buffaloes are huge.
That's
but just the head. Mm-hmm. These are all just the heads, man.
Yep.
So wait, can you just buy that, or is that I've already killed it and now I'm getting it done?
We do not know.
I believe it is you are getting it done.
Yeah, so you must have got a hold of this somehow. So that seems like the most logical reason. Pygmy antelope, $2,500. An elephant, they don't even give the price. It depends on the size of the elephant. That seems a little bit strange that you could get a elephant head mounted.
Yeah, that seems like poaching.
Pretty much.
Like a rhino, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A giraffe, $33,000.
Is that just the head, or do you get the neck?
I don't know how big honestly, that head mount would be.
Look, honest to God, if you had a giraffe that you're going to mount, like, man, you got to at least give me the neck.
Hippo, $33,000.
I guess that's something, too. Like, this is going to sound terrible, but you would need, dare I say, vaulted ceilings, I think, if you have a giraffe.
Oh, my God, there's actually an animal called a Reebok. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Let's see. Lion, $8,000. These are crazy prices.
Crazy prices.
Miles, I was shocked when I found out Impala's like, that's just not a fast car.
Zebra's $8,000. Yes, that's true. I believe that's what the Lions go after. There's a couple weird ones here. And I think you brought this to my attention, Steve. All right, so you get a mountain lion, right?
Right.
Mountain lion's $5,000, but if you want the open mouth aggressive mountain lion, that's extra $500. This is like paying an extra $1.25 for bacon on your hamburger.
Right.
Then they have the open mouth but relaxed mountain lion. You only have to add $275.
We call that the stoner mountain lion.
But yeah, like a moose is $10,000. I mean, this stuff is crazy. How expensive.
That's what I'm saying. So that rhino head goes for like $9,000. So whoever owns it, Jesus Christ. And it's worth every dollar.
You can hold on while you're doing it.
It's either that or you can have some fun with the bush pig for about $500.
It costs less, but they try.
Our question today.
You don't mind a little hair, do you?
Yeah. What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
What if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
As fathers, we must protect our children at all costs, and nothing threatens our babies more than poop. Day and night, poop threatens to attack their skin, make them cry, and ruin their favorite outfits. Hello Bello has stepped in to help us win the battle of the buns. Their diapers are absorbent, help prevent leaks, and come in a bunch of cute designs to make other babies jealous. They're affordable and delivered right to your door. To join the fight against poop, visit HelloBello.com and enter HELLO30 for 30% off your first order.
99.9 KISW. Yeah! You're in the men's room.
What is the weirdest or strangest thing that you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, I was over in Wisconsin, or not Wisconsin, it was Missouri, over in Fort Leonard Wood for basic training. And I was talking to this dude, Lewis, about Christmas. It was February time. So, we're having this conversation. I go, what'd your parents get you? He says, my mom got me a Moby Huge. You know, it's a 3-foot tall dildo.
Oh, wow.
That's what that's what his mom got him for Christmas?
Yes, his mom got him a Moby Huge for Christmas. You can, if you look it up on Google Images, it shows you about a 6-foot tall woman squatted down next to this giant dildo.
Okay.
I'm assuming she knew what this was, right?
Yes. She went to the sex shop and bought it for her son.
That is,
wow, we're looking at that now.
They're not cheap. I mean, I don't know if this price is accurate, but it looks like the price tag says $600. I don't believe that. But
that's actually about correct. He said his mom spent $550 on it.
All right.
What is he supposed to do with this thing?
He just has it in the corner of his room. We didn't believe him, so in week 6 of basic training, his mom sent us a picture of it in the corner of his room.
You know, I think I would just throw a baseball hat on it and be like, it's a gift from a mom.
Yeah, it's a hat rack, something.
He had a Confederate flag bandana hooked around it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, great.
The rebel penis.
He was from North Dakota.
Okay. All right. The Moby Huge. That is...
Thanks, Mom.
That is something.
What? Yeah, and I don't even understand how you make that mistake.
I don't think it was a mistake.
I don't think it is either.
I think Mom's just like, I got money to spend. I want to embarrass my son. Here's a Moby Huge.
What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Terrence. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Before I tell you guys my story, can I answer your question about what you feed big cats?
Yes, what do you feed big cats?
All right, so a friend of mine who lives out in Ravensdale, he had 2 Bengal tigers and a snow leopard.
Jesus.
And so when the farmers out there, when their cows would step in gopher holes or whatever and break their legs, they have to kill the cow prematurely. And so he would get a phone call from him saying, hey, I got a cow that needs to be put down. Do you want it? And so he'd go over there and pick up the cows and feed his tigers beef.
So did the farmers, did they begin to see him as a bit of an asset? You know, just something to make their life a little easier?
I would imagine so. I mean, if you have a cow that you have to put down prematurely, make a few bucks here versus than just having the meat go to waste.
How long did he have these, 2 tigers and a snow leopard?
Snow leopard. So I think he had them for 12. One, I think, lived for 12 years, and the other lived for 15 years. I don't know how long he had the snow leopard, though.
Damn.
But he was really proud because in the wild, they only live to be 6 to 8 years old. And so these tigers that he had, basically doubled their lifespan with him.
I can't imagine being able to build an enclosure that I even felt secure enough to be able to keep those animals. I mean, you know what I mean? I can't imagine how sturdy that thing would have to be. I mean, they can climb up the damn fence. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but I mean, people construct zoos all the time, so I mean, just hire the right people. You know, to do the right thing.
He had a concrete pad poured, and then he had, I want to say there were 8-foot chain link fence that had a roof on top of it that he kept them in.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel good with chain link.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is that?
But he did all right. So
yeah.
I mean, it's got to have the roof.
Yeah, the roof support.
Yeah,
and it's got to be secured real well. What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
Can I get my story?
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, man.
Oh yeah, no. So that was the first one, I guess. So the second one is when I lived in Spokane, we had a customer that came in 2-3 times a week, and he had one of those bypass machines because he was waiting for a heart transplant. And so we didn't see him for a couple of weeks, and so we're hoping the best for him. And then one day he came in, doesn't have his bypass machine, and we're like, "Hey, congratulations on getting your heart transplant. Glad everything worked out." And he says, "You want to see it?" And so we're all a bunch of veterans sitting around, hanging around, and we're like, "Yeah, let's see it." Goes out to his car, brings it back in. It's one of those old school like gallon-sized pickle jars. Has his heart in it.
Oh God,
he got to keep his heart?
Yeah.
How did he manage to pull that off?
I thought that was like biohazardous
material. Typically they'll tell you, it's a biohazard, so we can't give it to you, which is understood. But he actually got to keep the heart. And what was it, just like in a jar of formaldehyde or something?
Yeah, jar of formaldehyde. I mean, you get, I have my wisdom teeth from when I had them pulled, but they're not, as crazy as a heart, though.
No, it's not a heart. It's a big difference.
Yeah, you need one of those.
Yeah.
The other one you can do without.
And does it just look like a heart in a jar?
It does, but it's instead of being that like pink color, it's more gray.
I guess it makes sense. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, man, you can put that on your front porch and no one would break into your home.
Right?
Yeah. I can't believe they let him keep that, man.
I know, yeah.
I've tried. They never let me keep anything.
What have you tried to keep? I tried to keep a couple of teeth. Teeth are the only thing. I finally got to keep one, but even then, it had to be hush-hush. She bleached it. You can't tell anyone. I'm like, dude, you literally just pulled this tooth out of my mouth. It's not.
I had the hiatal hernia.
Yeah.
They had to cut that thing out. I tried to keep that, and they're like, no.
What does it look like?
From what they described, I think it was at that point, it was like a little ball.
Okay.
Right? Because it's like a rubber band. And imagine when you bend a rubber band not taut.
Okay.
And it bubbles up. So that had just pushed through, I guess, the abdominal wall.
And they don't let you keep it.
No. I asked. I think I asked specifically because Miles was like, see if you can keep it.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, if you can.
It's yours.
Yeah,
it's
you're
yours. Right. I mean, I'm sorry, it's yours.
Yeah, I knew a chick that had her cat's uterus in a jar.
What?
Yeah. We did not know what it was, but she had an apartment, and she had the fireplace, she had the mantle. And then on the mantle, there was a jar. And, you keep staring at the jar, trying to figure out, what am I looking at, man, right? And finally, we just asked, her name was Lily. Like, Lily, what is that? And to her, she was, like, completely normal about it. She's like, oh, and she points at the cat that's around. That's the cat's uterus. I'm like, oh. Okay, you do you, man.
She should call. What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns?
She shouldn't.
206-421-ROCK.
I'll tell you something about her off air. Oh, my God. Just this image I cannot get out of my head. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the men's room.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
All right, so what I own that's kind of odd is I have an actual official from Disney World Mickey waffle maker that's from one of their restaurants on site.
How did you get a hold? Because Disney's real weird about their everything. How did you get a hold of this?
Well, there's this place called the Van Eaton Galleries that does Disney auctions and all kinds of other auctions, and that just happened to be one of the items. And I just kept bidding on it until other people stopped bidding.
And how much did you end up paying for it?
I will not disclose that.
Oh, is that right? All right. Okay.
So a lot of money. And so what does it just make waffles in the shape of Mickey's head?
Yeah, just like you would get at one of their breakfast restaurants or one of their brunches. It makes those exact same Mickey waffles.
Well, it's one of the things, if you're in the world or and you go to one of their restaurants, like it's always the Mickey.
Let me ask you a question. Does it look like this? Because apparently you can buy these from Disney. You can buy these on Amazon. It does not look like it's an industrial grade waffle maker, but it does have the Disney waffle design. You can get one with like the little waffles or the big waffles.
This one is one of their actual commercial kitchen industrial grade. The thing weighs like 15 pounds. It would crush your foot if you dropped it.
Have you ever used it, or is it just more for display?
I have used it.
Okay. And, I mean, are they just plain-ass waffles, but they happen to be in the shape of Mickey?
Yeah, basically. I mean, it's whatever you want to make your waffle out of.
Do you have children?
No.
Oh, God. If you had
I am
kids,
the child.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you have kids and you still own that, just understand you'll be making waffles every single day of your life.
Yeah, I have to ask you now. Do you collect just Disney things, or was just one of these things where you saw like I have to own that?
Just waffle makers.
Mm-hmm.
Just waffle. No, we collect a lot of Disney memorabilia. We have stuff that like super racist stuff, like Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby magazine, like booklet thing, all the way up to just cells from Disney movies.
Huh. Okay.
How long so you say we, so you have a partner in crime in this?
I do. My spouse and I, we both, fortunately or unfortunately, we both love to collect Disney memorabilia. So,
was this something you guys did separately before you met, or did you guys kind of agree at some point, like, what, I love Disney, you love Disney, let's go do this?
Well, we both loved Disney, but we had to get to a point where we actually could afford to buy stuff.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Since you know all this stuff about Disney, I got to ask, how many different Disney properties are there in the world?
There are, let me think, there's California, Florida, there's 3 in China, 1 in Tokyo, 1 in Paris.
There's 3 in China?
Yeah, there's Hong Kong, Shanghai, and another.
Now, have you been to any of these?
I've been to Disney World and Disneyland. Disney Paris is coming up, and we're definitely going to try and get some other stuff in there.
Any interest in the Disney cruise?
If there weren't so many damn kids on it, yes.
Okay.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
It's a Disney cruise, man.
Like, you're a Disney guy. Is Disneyland worth going to if you've already been to Disney World, say, like 4 times?
Oh, for sure.
All right.
For sure, because there's a lot the same, but there's a lot different too. Like even the rides that are the same, Pirates at Disneyland is different than Pirates in Disney World.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, the one in Disney World, I mean, to be honest with you, I think that everything at Disney World is an upgrade. With the exception of, but there's something very nostalgic about, some of the older rides.
Well, the Pirates of California tell you all the waterways they took to get there. We went through the Magellan Strait.
Yeah. But that's what like Disney World, like the only ride, because they have California Adventure in Disneyland.
All right.
But I mean, that's why that Soarin' ride was so popular. They were like, all right, we're gonna do the same ride in Florida.
Yeah. How many of the mascots have you met? Because Ted always tells us, like, Mickey, I guess, is the toughest to meet, really.
You just gotta, it takes a little time because he's got like security and stuff, but there's secret passages too. I was telling you, there's a place in Disney World, I'm sure he knows, when you enter the Magic Kingdom, you can find as they come up through the tunnels.
Yeah.
And then you can go on like the MGM set by like the fake Archie Trium or whatever, and like on the half hour, a bunch of random ones will show up there.
Well, so there are places like if you go to one of their character breakfasts, like at Goofy's Kitchen, you'll meet a whole bunch of characters all at once. And it's no longer there anymore because it's Star Wars now, but it used to be Toontown. Mickey would always be in there, and you could meet him and Minnie. It's really the off characters that I haven't met. Like every now and again, you'll see Captain Hook walking around, but he's always like.
Do you even care though? You're kind of like,
Captain Hook's pretty cool.
Captain Hook was pretty cool.
All right. I mean, look, I don't know.
He plays the character. He'll interact with you.
You got to remember, Disney does. I mean, they do, but they really don't have a lot of villains.
Not really,
in their
right.
franchise.
Sure.
I mean, you know what I mean? As far as
hey, Joe. By the way, someone here says, "Hey, man, I'm 27, and the Disney cruise is awesome. Any age, you'll have a great time. So take that for what it's worth."
I think they take you to an island that Disney owns.
They do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have rides there or what the deal is, but
no, it's just a beach resort.
And is that where you stay? Do they drop you off?
It's you kind of hang out there, and I'm not sure if they take you other places. I've been on a lot of cruises, but never a Disney cruise.
You got to do it, man. I mean, if you like Disney this much, you're the guy. And by the way, someone else says the Disney in Japan is a lot, all caps, cheaper than the Disneyland or Disney World here.
Huh.
No surprise. I mean, just the exchange rate, right?
Probably.
I guess.
I don't know. Be honest with you.
What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
Somebody here says, hey, Ted, Disney's going to have to build new tunnels because of you.
Oh, we still got to know where to find them.
You just told us.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people there.
I know. Okay.
And I didn't tell you where to meet the good characters that come out in the kingdom.
Where do you meet the good characters?
I can't tell you.
What do you mean?
Disney
But
World,
people want
right?
to meet the good characters. Like, that's the people you want to meet.
They better do some research. My uncle did a ton of research. That's how we know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, like, I'll have to dig up a
So
photo.
you have, like, Disney secrets?
Yeah.
Disney secrets.
There's websites people go to where like it's like a countdown. Like, are you going to go on your trip and this and that? I mean, it's a whole secret community.
Huh? That is weird.
I shouldn't say secret because they all talk to each other.
Right. But most of us would know nothing about this.
Right. I mean, look, I'd have to do some digging, but I got some pretty good Donald pictures, and just because I knew where to find them.
I know some people.
I know where the duck is.
Well, and look, the character breakfast, I can't remember if it was a character breakfast or character dinner, but that's where Chip or Dale, one of them, threw my cousin's hat in the food. It was bad.
Yeah. What is the weirdest or strangest things you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
There's one for you, Miles. I have a small trophy that I won when I won the scavenger hunt and beat out a bunch of other Smiths.
Where, at Disney World?
At Disney World.
Who was the one who put the stuff out for the scavenger hunt?
You just had to find things like hidden Mickeys or totem poles or this or that, and then you had a team because there was 35 of us.
How long do you have to do this?
Whoever got it done first won.
Okay.
So you're not really riding rides that day?
Oh, it's all week long.
Oh, okay.
Some stuff is in other parks and everything.
Aha.
I'm saying Disney people are psychos. Like my aunt and uncle and my cousin Carly spent weeks coming up with this scavenger hunt.
Damn. What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, my ex-girlfriend took my dog to get neutered for me.
All right.
I was like working out of town, and she asked me if she could keep the testicles, and I was like, sure, why not? I don't see why not. Knowing that she has this weird obsession with like saving like animals in jars and stuff like that, and I thought she was gonna do something like that, but she ended up drying them out and then like having them coated with epoxy and then painted and made earrings out of them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How did they look?
They look pretty cool. They look like oversized raisins. I don't know.
Okay.
So would you have any idea what they were if she didn't tell you?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Depending on the person, you might.
What other animals did she keep in jars?
Oh, she's got all kinds of stuff, man. Like, most of it's small, like little rats and like, I don't know. She used to live on a farm, and there's this, I don't know. She's got all this small stuff, but then she also made like this big taxidermy, like, sorry about that.
You know, no apologies unless you're responsible.
What was that?
Nothing. Please continue.
Oh yeah. So she made like this big taxidermy, like, it's like these two premature baby goats with like these big wings. I don't know. It's like a few different animals put together. It's kind of weird. He's gone cold.
He's still there. Still there?
He did say ex-girlfriend.
Put him back on
All right, there we go. Yeah, we got your back, man.
Oh, cool.
So what was what I wonder what came in between you two?
I moved, actually. I moved to Medford.
All right. Okay. All right.
I mean, I kind of get the animals in jars. It's a fascinating thing. I understand that. Dog testicles as earrings. You go like, well, there's a little out there for me.
What she told me was that she liked to take things and make them beautiful before they went back into the earth.
All right.
Including the dog's testicle. I mean, hey, man, you can't doubt her spirit.
No. That's nuts.
Those are beautiful earrings. Yeah, they're
that's nuts.
They're dog testicles.
What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Johnny. Welcome to the men's room.
What up?
Hola.
So did you guys try the Doritos Unlimited or not?
Did we try what?
The Doritos Unlimited.
No.
I actually haven't had a Doritos since we talked.
Not yet.
I'll get on it.
Wow. Anyway, so when you walk into my uncle's and aunt's house, there's a 9-tail whip, and it has a goat foot as a handle.
That's a goat what?
And a goat foot.
Oh, goat foot. Okay.
That's the handle. So that was your punishment. If you didn't go outside and get a switch, that was your...
A goat foot?
You got beat with a goat foot?
Well, it was a 9-tail whip with a goat foot. So that was the threat. So if you didn't go outside and get a switch, that's what you did.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, I'd grab a switch.
Yeah, I would too.
Doing that in a goat foot.
You know what I'm saying?
Just take a paddle to me. I don't care. Take a paddle.
The goat foot seems somehow more evil.
Yeah, it does, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a goat's foot, dude. Just grab a switch if that's the alternative.
I read this whole article about this cult that keeps on cutting the heads off of goats and then dumping the bodies in the river.
Into the river, yeah.
I think it was like in Tennessee, maybe?
It's the Chattahoochee River, because I thought this would be like
way down
overseas.
yonder?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I mean...
Like
this is right here in the
lots
States.
of goats. Like tons of them. Not just like
30
one or two.
in the last month.
I mean, why not just make curry goat or something? Like,
No,
why?
because that's not what they're doing. It's a ritual. What is it? Santeria. All right. I know. Practice. So they kind of, like, and they're open about it. They say, oh, yeah. Listen, man, we use male goat heads to celebrate this. We use female goat heads to celebrate this. We don't know what to do with the bodies. So we're throwing them in the river. Should we have not done that? And conservation's like, yeah, you got to stop, man. They said on average it's 80 or 90 goats a year. This year, in the last month, there's been 30. So, like, they're ritual crazy.
Must be the season.
Seems like a waste of goat meat.
Yes.
What is the weirdest or strangest thing you or someone you know owns? 206-421-ROCK.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Why are stores always out of the size you need? You know what I mean? Like that cute dress that caught your eye or the size 4 diapers you specifically came to buy. At Hello Bello, we want to make those unsuccessful trips to the store a thing of the past, which is why we created our diaper bundle. Simply visit hellobello.com from the comfort of your own couch, choose the size and up to 7 designs, and we'll deliver everything right to your door hassle-free. Visit hellobello.com and enter HELLO30 at checkout for 30% off your first order.